And this is once again This Old House with Rob Alvey. We're getting ready for Halloween, and here's Mr. Pumpkinhead and Mr. Skeleton. I'm going to give you a tour of our outside house again, so you can see the progress that we've made over the last several months. There's our maple tree in front of our house. I want you to take a good close look at how many open spaces and dead branches there are in the center, because we lost quite a bit of that tree during the hurricane last year, Hurricane Gloria. However, it didn't grow back as nice as I thought it would this year, and I think we might be losing the tree. So I'm going to keep my careful eyes on the tree and see how it goes. There's our next door neighbor's house, and as we come into view, you can see our nice cobblestone, raggedy cobblestone curb and cobblestone walkway. There's the driveway. Look, it's bigger now, and it's lined on both sides with cobblestones. And our other maple tree going over towards Tuve Eulendal's house. That tree looks like it's in much better shape. Here comes another car. See you in a second. We put cobblestones and bark chips around the tree and around the front of the house. One nice thing is that the bushes and shrubs that we put in last year are starting to come and spread out nice. Still have to replace the front steps and the sidewalk, but the marigolds certainly have done well this year. That is a new PJM rhododendron. Actually, there's two of them there, and they should have nice pretty purple flowers next spring. It is October and not April, but I do have a few more flowers on the rhododendrons. Rhododendrons have easily doubled in size since I put them in last year. And this is the nice marigold that Mrs. Dodge, our church pastor's wife, gave us for Mother's Day. Really turned out nice. It has very pretty flowers. Some more of our irises. There's a few chrysanthemums starting to peek out. Roses are pretty much gone now. Look, Susie is so happy. We have a very nice lawn. There's about $30 worth of grass seed and the remains of my Belgian block collection. Let's go over and investigate. The remains of nearly 600 Belgian blocks. As you can see, I had to reseed some of the grass along the edges where the pile used to extend out to. These are called cleomes, or more popularly known as spider plants. I hope the clarity is okay with this. Try that again. There we go. We also know them as spider plants, since each of these little pods looks like a little bit like spider legs, and they have all the seeds in them. We had whole bunches of nice cleomes in this area of the garden. One slight problem with these, though. From a distance, people thought we were growing pot. We don't do that. although the leaves do look a little bit similar. It's getting to be fall. It's the beginning of some of the chrysanthemums which we have in. Adding a nice color variation for the garden. Many of them are just ready to start blooming. We're going to have a very pretty end of the month before the frost gets all these guys. Look at all the buds. Hundreds of them just ready to burst into bloom. And they keep growing. As many times as I've trimmed these back to get them to become thick rather than tall, they still got a little bit too tall on me. I have to remember to trim them down more frequently next summer. And there's my strawberry patch. Taking a tip from Square Foot Gardening, we put in 2 squares of strawberries and didn't do too bad. I think by next year we'll have quite a few extra strawberries than we did this year. And I just picked a few more this morning, and there's our raspberry patch. You might have remembered me showing you a few pictures of the raspberries right after I put them in the beginning of the summer. They did not do too well. I lost half of my raspberries, but the ones that have taken now will spread rapidly. And one other new improvement back here is a tree pit around the apple tree. Cobblestones. The apple tree was a very big disappointment this year because unfortunately Susie was sick when the apples are ready to be picked. So that is going to have to be massacred and trimmed, appropriately pruned for the new year, for next year. But in the back we've got a nice set of flowering marigolds, and I've already picked enough seeds to keep me for next year. And one thing that turned out very nicely, focus that a little bit better, is some very nice red dahlias. Porch, summer is over, and so is almost all of our cookouts and picnicking in the backyard. Put in a lot of more seed back here, and the grass turned out nice and green. Put in some edging to make sure that the ivy patch would stay in place. And as you can see, we've already lost a lot of the leaves off the boysenberry trees next door. And the blueberries are pretty much gone. But you notice that the bushes behind our house are starting to get a lot taller now, so the privacy that we really wanted back here is certainly starting to develop pretty nicely. And here is our pear tree. Say goodbye, because I didn't like the taste of the pears that we got off of it, and I'm going to cut most of it down by next summer. And here we are once again, October 1986. I gotta do something about that. With our nice grounds and grass. Four Frogs is still hanging in there with our new Liberty license plates. All for now. Bye-bye. Alexis! Hi, honey bunny.